Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having another beautiful day here on Mother Earth, and I'm here to talk about another song that has lifted me from my spirits. And today, I'm going to be talking about a group called Fozzy and their single called Judas. And if you are not familiar with Fozzy, I will break it down for you real quick. Fozzy is a group that's been around for a number of years, and the lead singer and basically the guy at the helm of the ship, you know, in terms of like getting it big in popularity and making sure all the commercial stuff happens for it, is Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho is a WWE wrestler, which is how he got his fame, which he was able to use to make his band a little bit more popular. And his wrestling career is kind of I don't want to say unimportant, but it's kind of it doesn't matter for the song or for anything we're talking about. So I'm just gonna talk about the music. And I actually saw this song live. I have a video on my Soul Show channel kind of talking about that experience, but the album that he was promoting during this tour was this one. The name of the album is also the name of this song. It's called Judas. And the idea of Judas is when I Google what does Judas mean, what pops up is basically a person who stabs their friend in the back, a sleazy betrayer. And you can see that in the cover art for the album because it's a picture of a woman. I assume that's a woman at least. It's gotta be a woman. And she has a knife hidden behind her back. And it's actually a very sexy album cover. I like it a lot. And looking on Genius here, there's because I'm not sure why Chris or whoever wrote this decided to write about a guy who I don't know if he's trying to say something about himself, if he's ever betrayed people, or whoever wrote it. But yeah, the lyrics here, I'm not gonna dive too deep into them because they're actually very simple lyrics. The first verse, there's actually this intro that's I become, and it's a very slick intro, very, very cool. And then the first verse, he's just talking about this person, how innocent they are and how uninnocent he is. And then we kind of see how he has destroyed his life by destroying those around him. And even though he may be in this better place and he has this, stonewall face at all times, he's actually, you can see within the lyrics, he's seeing how awful he is. I'm not sure if he's embracing how awful he is, or if he's this is a haunting feeling to him. I would like to think it's a haunting feeling. And some people on Genius, I was looking through some of the annotations, and some people were saying it's ironic that this came out right after Chris Jericho was in a storyline in WWE where this guy named Kevin Owens betrayed him. It's this song is almost about Kevin Owens. I really like that annotation. I thought that was funny. But continuing on here, I also the song has been used for cool things within wrestling. For instance, Wrestle Kingdom, Chris Jericho, he had to have a different theme song because it's a different company, and he came out to this song, and it was just so perfect. And he also I saw this being used for an NXT thing. Very, very cool stuff. Only wrestling people will know what NXT is, but that's okay. It's a very standard rock song, but if you guys, if you've heard my discussions about that previously, I like that type of music. And there are some very light metal influences, stuff like that. Chris Jericho and just his persona seems to be this wannabe rock star, and I don't know if he's aware that he's kind of coming across like this guy who's like trying to be that, or if he actually thinks he's like this rock star guy. But like just like his outfits and mannerisms, I think like it's like this kind of meta thing where he like he knows like he's not like a big time rock star guy, but he is this like own lane that he's carved out for himself. And I really like that. The music video for this, I'm gonna talk about that. The music video for this song is atrocious. It is so weird and dumb. Like, it's literally just Chris Jericho walking towards the camera in slow motion while a bunch of weird shit happens behind him. Like, it would be cool if like this was like a large shot and you could just like see like these characters and all these weird things in the background, like kind of like spot them out. But it doesn't let you do that. Like, it literally will be like they're like 10 feet away from like the camera, and it's just like, okay, like I feel like all of this isn't flowing together naturally. Like this, like if this is supposed to be like a music video and we're supposed to be within the confines of this music video, the kayfabe, then like why is no one like noticing one another? Like, there's no reason for all of this to be happening. It was a very strange music video. And Fozzy, like, I've seen some of their other music videos, they all seem to just be weird and like poorly made, weirdly edited. The music video for Sandpaper is another great example of like just really bad music video. And this one is no exception either. But I don't like there's so many songs that I like that don't have like good enough music videos or even good music videos. And so many music videos are also made by people who just aren't filmmakers. They don't know how to film, and then they get people who edit them, and it's like, I could edit them better. Like, a lot of the people who edit these things are just like random dudes who like kind of know how to work like an editing software, like that also know the artist. A lot of music videos like don't do anything artistically. They just kind of film the person singing them in like unique places. Like, that's not like a music video. Like, music videos, I would like to think, should have concepts and you know, artistic visuals, something, not just, oh, let's just film this person. Like, this one was a little bit weird. They're obviously going for something, but yeah. Rant aside, so this song, you know, it's a very like catchy rock song. I really like the opening. I like the idea like that we're picturing the singer, like the character of the song, like he really like his life is crumbling around him, and like I really like the line where he what was it? It was like he's trying to pick up the pieces of his life. Here's the line. Is there something left of me to save in the wreckage of my life, my life? I really like that line. Like, it's kind of like, you know, if you walk on enough people, like, they're not gonna stick around. And it's like, once everyone leaves you, it's kind of like you're just alone. I can't really relate to that, but it's kind of like, if you're just this asshole, even if you're like this rich asshole who used everyone in your life, which some people who are just cruel motherfuckers, you know, will take money from people that are close in their lives, and they'll just use people, and they use those sometimes. Some people just use those for drugs, some people just use those for other things, but some people use other people for opportunities, and then you can crush people who like let you close to them to like better yourself. But it's like, if you do that enough times, it's like, what do you truly have? Like even if you were like to like put yourself on this pedestal just so you can brag about how like important your life is and how like big you are, it's like, who are you bragging to? No one gives a shit anymore because everyone hates you. Like, what is the point? Like, even if it's like a social media thing, like if you're like just jerking yourself off to no one, it's like, what's the fucking point of that? Like even I like would like to think, like, if I'm going to obtain these things, like if I ever like won $1 million, it's like I would like to share that with people. I want to like like half of like why I want to obtain things is so I can like share it with people, and so I can like we as a group move forward. Like I'm not trying to just become this rich asshole who like lives in a corner and lives in this material world. And you know, the instrumentation here, very standard stuff, very I don't want to like discredit it, but because I did see it live, these guys like fucking played their asses off to entertain. Like I never want to discredit any of that, but you know, nothing like that I can like comb through and say like musically like here's all the cool things they did. That being said though, it is still an enjoyable song, and I come back to this one, probably this and Painless off of this record. Those are probably my two like ones that I'll come back to. And I know there's a lot, there's like half of this album that like I've only listened to like once or twice. I really should probably give a little bit more attention to. That being said though, I think that will wrap up today's episode of Good Morning Soul, because I have a lot more episodes to record today. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I'll see you tomorrow morning with another episode of Good Morning Soul. And until then, with that, I leave you.